Welcome back, guys, to Final Fantasy XVI, where last episode we arrived at Dalamil to take on the final part of Lines in the Sand as Lubor prepared to leave due to his outing as a bearer, but learning of an incoming attack helped those that had spurned him as we exterminated the Akashic bandits, with the townsfolk finally seeing sense. We then talked to more of our friends in the hideaway before starting Free's company, as Byron starts to engineer some unity for Valisthea, recruiting Field Marshal Havel as we now set out to find one more person to help in the endeavor.
Weird how we get deposited down here, because that's where the thing is now. But actually, we want to go here. That should be just as close. And it's prettier. That's why I just started trying to jump over every wire. Just trying to be polite versus breaking all the grapes.
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Any statesmen we speak with are liable to resist our entreaties if they feel that what little power remains to them is at stake. They must be dealt with skillfully. I shall not repeat the errors of my past.
Reckon Master Quentin could argue an egg back up a hen's quim if he set his mind to it.
Sure. You made me forget what I was thinking to say now. Thanks for that one. That last beautiful poetry you gave me. So, that's the one. By doing this, you put more value on the lives that were lost. Think about the lives that were lost to get you revenge. Think about what you could turn that into. It's in their memories too, right?
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his, but yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
Seems this quest has not yet ended.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with Akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. 2 such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more onto the breach.
Best friends, yeah.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes, and I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony? Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Tri-Unity. Rutherford, Mike Will. Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
And that is that. Our quest's complete, unless another one pops up right now. There's a cloud cooldown time by 2.5 seconds, and the Tri-Unity Accord signed by representatives from Rosaria, Dhalmekia, and Sambrek. This mutual accord sets the stage for a new age in Storm, if not officially, then at least in spirit.
Sorry, can't take you where you need to get to, but the Argo and me will be waiting when you get back.
What do you think that thing is?
It's a damn distraction, is what it is.
How the hell is Sid gonna deal with it?
Now get back to where... Well, I didn't see another quest has appeared. We still need to speak to Byron again, and maybe Caron too. And as long as there's no hunt or anything on the Alliance board, then we are done and done and done. There's nothing there. I know there's nothing here.
Anything catch your eye? Think you can help?
I think that we are ready for the end. The only real question is do I have enough time for the end in this session? Or not? We are finally here.
While I admit I had my doubts at first, your man Quinton seems a reasonable sort. That and every moment he's talking instead of Havel, the better chance we'll have of setting things straight. You can trust in us, Clive, just as we trust in you.
The other question is, has anything else come in? Like another missive if I leave?
Clive.
Yeah, Origin. Here to say goodbye, Zaya.
Alright then.
For now. You better come back or I'll fly up there and drag you home by your ear.
Thank you, Karen.
Didn't think you'd find the thought appealing. Look, just don't die, alright? Changing leadership's bad for business. Ah, you're off to kill a god, so what? You've done everything else you put your mind to, haven't you?
You could do this too.
I better is really the question, isn't it?
Go on then. You'll not find a better price than that.
I bet I won't. Let's check the missives. Well, you can see that this is now completely filled up with every goodie that exists. There's nothing on the missives except, like, maybe if I leave it will be. That, I think, is that. Time for dungeon? If final bosses? Maybe. First, I've got to get up there. That's the truth of it, isn't it? First, I'm just going to warp to somewhere random and then warp back. That's how I'm going to do things. Just in case a missive pops in. Which it did. Of course it did. Does require you to go somewhere else. I was thinking of warping directly to it. Like, back to the hideaway again. And leaving it at that. But I thought it's best to check another location entirely. The Triunity. Bringing together 3 men from different backgrounds was not to be without some difficulty. However, come together we did for a better Valisthea. The Triunity was but a first step. A longer, more bitter journey awaits us all. One that will almost certainly end in hardship. Yet what matters most is not the destination, but what we can learn from one another while on the road there. You have paved that road for us with your courage, Clive. Now we must have the courage to walk it. Your loving uncle. Yes, there are markers on people like Vivian and all that, but I don't read that after a point. I mean, there's no point in me getting the marker off the orchestrion. It will just say, like, I've got one orchestrion that I've got to pick up in a shop somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, I've got all. I stopped reading the lore, because it really wasn't actually as important as just letting the story tell you what you need to know. I kind of thought that it would be a bit more at times, but no. It's for those who are less attentive.
So, just before we actually step onwards to our final boss, there was actually one thing I missed, or at least 2 things I didn't do.
Good morrow to you, my friend.
One of which was to view the 1,000 tomes and update Harpocrates with the info we have learned along the way.
This particular chapter before.
Which, while not that important, it does give you access to all the lore as we go. And it gets you a trophy to go with it, if that's what you care about. As Harpocrates,
I believe you will find most interesting.
Achieves academic ascendancy. And we get loads of new entries for those who wish to pay attention even more. Like, look at currencies, etc. for across the world.
You wish to study the tomes?
But the real thing that I missed was the fact that, and people may have spotted it at the time, but I didn't, is that there was actually a 3rd hunt for us to undertake in the world. So let's go back over to the hunt board. I guess I was just like, yes, S rank. But actually there was at least 1 more A rank to swat down. So we're going to do just that. Right here, right now. And then head onwards to Origin. Good old Nectar. So I randomly missed the last one on the list. I don't know why. Maybe I just thought the S rank would be the last one. But that was actually an A rank, the last one that we did otherwise. But yeah, it's a bit silly. Most pilgrims to the Holy Capital of Oriflamme pass through the Penitence Gate on the road from the Royal Meadows. Of late, however, a knight in shining armor has elected to station himself behind this entrance, accusing any and all passers-by of being Sid the Outlaw, the one who led Prince Dion down the path to destruction, and challenging them to a duel to the death. The Knight of the Splendid Heart awaits at the Penitence Gate in Sanbreque. So let's move on over. And so, having come to Sanbreque, right up here, the Penitence Gate is at the very top of the map, on the way to, of course, Oriflamme. The very, very flooded area that we're in, and he stands waiting to challenge us. So, let's dismount.
Thanks, girl.
And wreck the poor guy. Oh, is that a thing there that I've just never got? Crazy. Excuse me a second. What? The fact that you don't try to attack me is kind of crazy to me. Yeah, Royal Meadows Obelisk. Hello. Just hanging out in this flooded area, are you? Is it going well? Is it maybe a bit rude for me to ask? Ooh.
One who drove His Highness to madness on your knees.
You're gonna get floody on the way, are you here?
Hasn't heard. And it doesn't look like he's willing to listen.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna get me after that. So you're the last one, obviously. Then Tetsuka's built up. I'm taking a bit of damage, I guess. Going with the Mirage Dive again, are we?
Oh, I tried to counter into that. Oh my god, that did so much damage to me.
Only your death will serve.
Mister doing high damage here? Are you actually continuing with the combo? I really weirdly thought I could counter that properly. I'm quite surprised that I wasn't able to.
Pay with your life.
I think that's your job now, sir. But we only need one combo to get it done. Once you're broken, that is your end. Choice. And so a meteorite is grabbed, but as you may guess by the fact that...
Dion would have been glad to have you back at his side.
Indeed. That I'm doing this no camera, this was done after our finale. For mist is mist. So with that said, we'll move on to pastures new. Or to the final pasture, some would say. At some point, a game has to end. Every quest that we have seen has been completed. We have got every trophy for our room. We have said goodbye to friends aplenty. Now it's on to Origin. Awoken from its slumber beneath the foundations of Twinside, this corrupted construct now looms over the Twins, its form a bruise on the very heavens. Now, time to see if Dion can do what Dion thinks he can do, without losing himself. It's time to head to the end.
Make sure you do this time. Oh, and while you're at it... Clive, if you see me dad up there, tell him we were right to leave his legacy with you.
Tell him he'll be in the front row. There's no way he'd miss this. Well, behave yourself, Mid.
We'll see.
So, you're in charge now, Gav.
And what does Taya have to say about that? Come back before she finds out, eh?
Thank you, Yote. I'm sorry.
Your Grace, I shall pray for your safe return.
That's kind of you. But you should pray he took his medicine. I didn't spend all night grinding herbs for his lordship to leave them on his nightstand. Again.
You needn't fear, Lady Daya. And thank you.
See that your brother comes back in one piece. Or, at most, two. Any more and you can heal him yourself.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, there's nothing to say that hasn't already been said. But that's never stopped me before, so just you do what needs doing. And don't worry about us.
We'll do our best, Uncle.
That we will. If that is all?
Not quite. Jill.
It's time, isn't it?
It is. Take care of him. And you. You take care of her too, boy.
Don't forget, Clive. We all choose our own path. Believe in yours. I do.
I'll be back. I promise. I love you, Jill.
I know. I love you too.
Now, we have a god to kill.
Here they come! Hold on, Joshua!
Already am! So, this is Origin.
A far cry from heaven.
Where it all began. Where it all begins. Our ark. Your architect.
There you are.
It was here that we slumbered. Here that we waited for centuries, clinging to our decrepit shell, for fear that we might have need of it once again. But you have come at last. And now we shall be truly complete.
Well, there's 3 of us and 1 of him. Let's make it count.
Dominance. We will show you what it means to suffer.
Game over.
And you only surrendered, this unpleasantness could have been avoided.
Clive! Clive! No. Thank the Founder. Did I mention you look terrible?
That makes two of us.
Oh, I'll be alright.
And Dion. Take my hand.
I told you, I'll be... Thank you.
Press on.
Always.
Sucks that Dion had to go, but there was only one right answer in that situation. He actually got it like bang on, so that's pretty cool of him. The fact is, these two need to be the ones to live. These two have pretty much just seen the power of Ifrit Risen being used against them and need to become it.
What's wrong, Clive?
I'm just...
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm just talking. Just talking. We can stagger in a second. But not only did he realize he was going out not from just trying to do the defensive beam war, but again, he went out the right way by...
I'm sorry about Dion.
Setting the last attack.
Please. He did what he had to do.
And it's time we did the same.
He did what he had to do indeed. That last attack was a beaut.
Should we stop?
Yeah, because of the cough. No, I think we're past that, Clive.
I suppose we are.
Definitely seems to have waylaid him for a bit anyway.
That light, so cold. So empty. We're close, aren't we?
It seems that way. But I don't want to think what could be waiting for us in there.
Then think instead of those waiting for us at home.
You sure you don't want any of that medicine? Do you have it around? Just to like get you up on your feet again, maybe?